Okay. Welcome to Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our scrappy, verbose sports podcast. Pregnant pause there, where we always go off topic. Okay, we're going to have a football segment today, starting with CFL. What's on your mind, my man?
CFL starts this week. June 5th is kickoff Ottawa, Saskatchewan. And I think I'm really pumped for this year. More so that more kids that I coached are now in the CFL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Give me some names.
Gabe Wallace went there last year, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, big old lineman. I coached him a couple of times in the ABC Border Bowls.
Okay.
We got the twins. They're still out there. Yeah.
Tyson and what's the brother?
Jalen. Tyson and Jalen.
I can never remember Jalen's name. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, keep going.
I'm pretty excited about this year. It's going to be a good year. But here's something really cool. The Lions game, tickets still available, this Saturday coming up, halftime show, Snoop Dogg is in the house.
And it's sold out.
Is it sold? I thought tickets were still available.
Wayne, is it sold out?
They got 50,000 sold, so getting close.
Getting close, 50,000 sold. So, I mean, that's pretty good for a CFL home opener.
CFL home opener is going to be a sold out. They're opening the Upper Bowl for a CFL game for the first time in like 15 years.
That's so cool.
It's going to be crazy. Snoop Dogg in the house. Now, for those who don't know, Snoop Dogg has a Snoop Dogg football league. Well, it's a league where he brings teams in from all over the place, plays in tournaments. We have a group run by Corey Philpott, All-Star Youth.
Yes.
That goes down and competes in it every year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a camp, but it's a league.
It's a league.
Okay.
It's a tournaments is what it is. So they bring teams over there. Lots of showcasing going on. Kids having a great time. Start off kind of shaky.
Despite Snoop Dogg's dubious past and his habit of...
Dubious past.
Well, he's a little rough.
Yeah.
I think it was, who's the actress? Oh my God.
Martha.
No, not Martha Stewart. There's the young actor, the blonde woman. She was in The Mask. I want to see Charlize Theron, but that's the wrong person. Anyway, it's going to bug me. It's going to come to me halfway through. They went to high school in Long Beach together.
Oh, really?
And she's like, I don't remember him, but I'm pretty sure I bought weed off him. Because he was dealing even back then. But, he's an interesting guy. I'm going to tell you who it is right now. Cameron Diaz.
Okay. Yeah. I know, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Said something about Mary, I would have had it right away.
Snoop is great. He's a rapper. He smokes a ton of weed. But he gives a lot back.
Yeah.
And he grew up in tough circumstances. He hasn't forgotten where he's from.
So my wife's cousin lives in Long Beach.
Oh, nice.
California.
That's where he's from.
Yeah, exactly.
And Carmen Diaz, because they went to high school together.
My wife's cousin's husband grew up there. The cousin from BC moved down there with her family when she was young, went to school down there.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, but the husband went to school with him.
Oh, okay.
And the area that they live, they bought a house just down from his mom's house.
Okay.
Right?
And is that Snoop Dogg or your cousin?
Cousin.
Yeah.
The cousin bought a house just down from mom's place. So he grew up in that neighborhood that Snoop Dogg grew up in.
Oh, okay.
And the family still lives in that neighborhood.
Snoop's family.
Snoop's family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every once in a while, Snoop would be going to visit the family and still waves to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remembers him from high school.
Oh,
yeah. But you watch this guy, you watch Snoop Dogg, you listen to him talk. When he's out there with the kids, he's talking to the kids about opportunities and making the best of every opportunity. He's such a positive guy for the kids. So I'm a fan of the guy.
He's used a celebrity for good, so bring it on. Yeah.
I'm not going to the show, but unfortunately, I was thinking about it, but I got just too much on the go next weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch it for sure.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be a big week for the CFL where you're going to see a lot of young guys step up into roles this year. And I think it's going to be a really good season. Go Lions.
My Alouettes apparently cut the running back yesterday. After a career year. He's with them about 5 or 6 years. And it sort of speaks to the disposability of running backs in football. I don't know why. TSN didn't say, and I only read the one article.
Yeah.
They didn't really say why. It's probably money.
Probably.
Tough thing about being a running back, you hit 28, 29, you're at the end of your shelf life, and you got a 21-year-old kid that's cheaper that can generally get the yardage you need per down, the 5 to 10 yards. So I know. I don't know much about. I don't know.
I
Why?
went to the Alouette site here, and it's all in French.
There should be a translation one.
Yeah.
They're running back. Let's go to the TSN. Just go to TSN. It's on there in TSN. TSN. Here comes the ad. No, the ad didn't come up this time. Go down, go down, go down, go down. Preview, preview, preview. And it was here. I swear to God, I saw it.
Argonauts All-Star running back carry and
There,
final
yeah.
roster cutdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argonauts.
Argonauts.
Sorry, Argonauts.
Not the Alouettes, yeah.
All right, well, it was there a second ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's the big news out of my Alouettes. So I watched them in the Grey Cup in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't watch more CFL football. I don't know why. It's great.
You know, and I say it's because the inconsistency of when it's on, but they've actually got that settled out.
Yeah, well, they had Wendy's Friday Night Football for a long time.
They got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They leave Sundays alone.
Yeah.
Smart. I think that's really smart. They play games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This week you got Ottawa, Saskatchewan, Toronto, Montreal, Hamilton, Calgary, and Edmonton, BC on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's very smart that they leave Sundays alone, NFL. But yeah, I would watch more games. I think there's 21 weeks in the season. It makes for a long season, too.
It makes for a long season, and it's competing with baseball.
Yes.
It's in the summer, and it's just like I have a tough time getting excited about football in the summer.
Yeah.
Just one of those things.
Yeah.
But it's the league's healthy. The league's successful.
Yes.
People are going to games, and good on them. So
100%. I think
Yeah.
it's great. I think the CFL is really picking it back up, and they've got talent up there.
They do.
It was funny. It was
Again, it's an exciting game to watch. The games are great. Grey Cup against Super Bowl. I'll take Grey Cup 9 out of 10 times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's always a tight game. Like always a good game. So
And exciting to the end.
yeah,
Great to
like
the
it's.
end.
I mean, that one where the Alouettes won.
Yeah.
Where Tyson got the winning touchdown.
That was great.
Like thread the needle
Oh.
like in the end zone. It was just like, oh my God, it was so good.
yeah. It
So
was
anyway.
fabulous.
Yeah. But it's good. I'm excited. I'm glad to see some local kids are making it. And
Yeah, I mean that's a really good part. It's funny. I was watching an interview of a receiver out of the NFL, and I think it was Ocho Cinco that
Okay.
came up here and played. Chad Johnson. I might be wrong on that, but anyways, he came up here and played, and he did an interview afterwards, and he was like, "The CFL's for real. There's talent up there."
Yeah.
And he goes, "If you think about it, the teams down here, you only have so many spots. There's a lot more good football players,
Yeah.
and they're playing in Canada. And some of those guys should. Like, I'm like, why aren't you down there?
Yeah.
You know, and whatever circumstances put him up here. Like Ricky Williams came up here for a while because
Right.
he had the drug,
Yeah.
weed thing, and he's like, there is some serious skill up there. It's worth coming to play. It's
Yeah.
worth coming to watch. And I mean, you get Saskatchewan goes nuts over it. Winnipeg goes nuts over it. The
Hamilton's
Argonauts are
got a
huge.
great
Hamilton's got
Ivor Wynn.
great.
Coolest
yeah.
thing about Ivor Wynn is it's right in the middle of Hamilton.
Yeah.
So you have I drove past it. I was there. So you have the stadium, and then across the street, there's like everybody's houses. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stadiums, like BC Place, is kind of right in. I mean, you have Yaletown, but you've got
Yeah.
Rogers Center, and it's kind of
Costco.
Costco, and it's Montreal has a really good. They're at McGill University.
Yeah.
So it's a different sort of setup up the mountain and stuff, but it's just great. Like it's right downtown, so you could cross the street and go to a game, and
Well-
the whole city goes black and orange when come game day.
And we were in. I was in Winnipeg for work, and I was driving to the airport, and there's the Bombers Stadium.
Yeah.
And it's open air stadium, and
Yeah.
they're playing like it's minus 40, and they're playing football in there. Like it's crazy.
Well, the thing is, like here, and that was the knock with the Expos played in the Big O, and they put the roof on.
Yeah.
And people stopped showing up, and like everyone's like, why? And someone, it was the color guy pointed, it's just because it's freezing cold all winter, and you don't want to be indoors
in the summer.
right?
Yeah.
So you're at the CFL. I mean, the game starts in the summer. You want to sit outside.
Yeah.
It's nice. You finally get outside. Like it's freezing in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And of course, there's everyone's ice fishes and snowmobiles, and their life goes on. But still, you want to enjoy some nice warm weather, like so you don't be stuck inside.
Well, Bomber Stadium, you're driving down, and there's like it's on the right, and there's a strip mall on the left.
A strip mall.
Like it's like it's right in town.
Yeah.
And they really support the Bombers there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
huge. I think the biggest problem that we have for the Lions is that the cost of going downtown to go to a game makes the game financially unattainable.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Parking is expensive. Food's expensive. The tickets are reasonable.
Yes. Yeah.
Dealing with the traffic. Part of it too is our proximity to Seattle.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing the Seahawks, which tends to be a better caliber. You saw that in Toronto a lot.
Yeah.
The CFL is sort of second tier compared to, you get the Leafs, you had the Jays, you have the NBA, and then you had Bills games. A lot of Canadian fans would go see Bills games.
Lions games.
It's just, it's 30,000 people at a game as opposed to 60,000.
Yeah.
And it's just a different vibe. Like, it's a really different vibe. So there's a little bit of that going on. I lived in Saskatchewan for 3 years, and everyone were Rider fans. They weren't football fans or CFL fans, but they were Rider fans.
Yeah.
It's the only professional sport in town.
Yeah.
That's why it's a big deal. Calgary, Edmonton, they really enjoy it. They've got hockey in the winter, and then the CFL starts up.
Yeah.
And that's their professional sports franchise, and it's been there forever. So it's really a big part of who you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Calgary Stampeders have a huge following there. Yeah. Their games are always packed.
There's talk about trying to get it to Halifax, team in Halifax, but it's
that'd be cool.
It'd be very cool.
But you're not where you draw the fans, right?
You'd be surprised. Halifax, they're event towns.
Yeah.
People like to go out.
Yeah.
People like to go out. You need an event town. Like Montreal's an event town.
Yeah.
So they made the Alouette games a bit of an event, and people really started showing up. It's teetered off a little bit now. The blooms come off the rose.
Yeah.
But when they first went over to McGill Stadium, everybody went. It was outside. They had no proper concessions, so the guys have they got the big carts walking down, like the what's the food delivery guys with the big boxes.
Yeah.
They're walking out there, French
Canadians.
French Canadians are a lot of fun. Hot dog, throwing beers around. Expo games, the guy would throw you a hot dog. You pass the money down, he'd throw you the hot dogs. You're catching the hot dogs. It becomes an event. So Montreal's an event town. Is one more thing to do. And you're outside instead of being freezing inside and blah blah blah.
And I
blah blah blah.
I've had this discussion with friends that are big CFL fans, and I've said I think if the Lions were to move out here to the Valley, right, if we could build them a stadium with parking and facilities and the whole 9 yards and put them out here in the Valley, they would draw more people because it's a 2-hour drive from the interior to here.
Yeah,
it's a 4-hour commute to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And you're in the city of town, and you're paying this for parking.
All the traffic,
the traffic, and the whatever. I think the location of the Lions might be better. I know there was talk of moving them like Kamloops or Kelowna years ago.
Yeah,
right. Because
Commonwealth was falling apart or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then then they were like, well, then nobody from Vancouver is going to go see them.
Yeah.
Right. I think if you put them in the Valley here, plunk them down.
There's the cost of BC Place is owned by the province.
Yes,
and it's an event center, not just a football stadium.
Yes,
and the problem is it really wasn't built to be the way it is for a football stadium. A football stadium needs to be like this, and you need to have fans on this side and on that side, and they're right down by the field.
Yeah,
and you get a better perspective where it's a kind of a bowl.
Yeah,
and you're just too far from the action,
100%.
And it's too big, so it's half empty. You get 30,000 fans in there, and it's half empty.
Well,
with sports, you always want to have too few seats.
Yes.
So if you're in Saskatchewan and there's only 30,000 people can get in, and 100,000 people want to go, it creates a demand for tickets, right?
Yeah.
BC, you can always get a ticket, and there's just no. They don't have that urgency.
Yeah.
You can go whenever you want. So
yeah.
it kind of takes the shine off a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So I think, I agree with you. I don't think BC Place is the right stadium for them.
No. Now, you can take SkyTrain, and you get off at Stadium, and SkyTrain takes you there. So you can go from Langley, Surrey, Coquitlam, everywhere, and take the SkyTrain right downtown.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
you can.
So there's that option, and whatever. It's a fun day. I like the CFL. It's a good.
You can take a life-threatening, death-defying ride on our SkyTrain system.
SkyTrain is fine. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong. I've been on. What are you talking
That's
about?
not apple juice on the seat.
Apple? Really? Dude, I've taken the subway in multiple countries. I've never had a problem with the subway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I joke because there are issues on the SkyTrain. Anyways,
there aren't. Stop bashing the SkyTrain. There's no issues. Take SkyTrain. It's nice.
No issues at all.
Okay, BCFC, what's going on?
BCFC starting up too. They're doing their camps right now. They're getting going. They're July 19th, so they got a bit longer. But they kind of run. They start later than the CFL, and they run about the same length of time. Their final game is the week before.
Yep.
So.
And this is a lot of fun because I will go to Husker games, no problem.
Yes.
It's $10 to get in, and nice thing about being involved with the Giants here in town, and you with the Falcons, is when you go there, you always know someone.
Oh,
and,
100%.
And I've interviewed Bob Reese, head coach of the Huskers, so many times, and I tell him every single time his legacy. He hasn't won a playoff game yet, I don't think. But his legacy was getting kids from the Valley to come play for the Huskers.
Yes.
They could not do that. Could get arrested prior to that. Yeah. And now all the parents and the guys that played with these players all come to games. And it creates a real sense of family and community. It's a lot of fun. I always run into people I know at Husker games, and it's like, cheers, go where everyone knows your name kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a really fun atmosphere. And it's great, entertaining football. For $10, you're getting more than your money's worth in terms of sports entertainment. So bring it on. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Go Huskers.
Go Huskers. All
Do
right.
they have a schedule yet?
Yeah, they do actually.
So who are they playing? What's the opening game?
They actually got the opening week bye again.
Oh, okay.
No.
So when's their first home game?
Oh, no. They play the Sunday against West Shore Rebels.
Sunday, what day?
The 27th. So, yeah, they got...
June 27th.
July 27th.
July 27th. So
they don't play the first weekend. They don't play the first weekend. You got Langley and Okanagan Sun starting out in Langley.
Okay.
Kamloops in VI. West Shore Rebels in Prince George up in Prince George. Great football town.
Where are the West Shore Rebels from?
Victoria.
Victoria. And then VI is the Vancouver Island Raiders.
Yeah.
And Okanagan Sun play out of Kelowna.
Yeah. VI is more in Nanaimo.
Yes.
Northern Island.
Yes.
And then the Southern Island. So, yeah.
That's good.
I think it's going to be... I'm really looking forward to the season. You got the Huskers' first two games are away. They play July 27th and August 2nd in Victoria and then Langley.
And then their first home game is...
Well, they got 3 games away. They play the VI Raiders. They don't have a home game until August 16th.
August 16th is their first home game.
Their fourth game of the year,
Holy
5th
mackerel.
week. And they're going to be playing against the Kamloops Broncos.
Pardon me?
Exhibition field's being replaced.
Oh, so they're backing it up because Exhibition Field's being replaced. They got two home games in a row. They got the Sun and the Broncos. Little interior action coming down. So
nice.
It's gonna be a good season.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you want to talk. We're going to go over to CFL, NFL, and you want to talk Shedeur Sanders. So what's going on with Shedeur Sanders?
Shedeur Sanders. Okay, so I'm turning into a fan of this guy. Prior to the draft, all the hype, all the talk, all the yabber, I was like, the kid didn't even throw a pass in the NFL yet.
Yeah.
Right? And then it comes to the draft, and he slides to the 5th round. And then and the first day, he's got his legendary.
He went
over the top.
It was overhyped.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
But
he didn't have a great college career. His numbers were good, but not outstanding.
Yes.
On a 9-4 team with Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So I would say that 9-4 record had probably reflected more on Travis Hunter than it did on Shedeur Sanders. And we talk about him because of who his dad is. Now, I have absolutely nothing against a 22-year-old kid playing college football. You cannot choose your parents. And, his dad is prime time with a lot of flash, so the kid's already driving a Rolls Royce for crying out loud. And that puts a lot of people off, right?
Well, and here's the thing that...
However, I'm not a fan. I just didn't think he was quite stacked up enough for the hype that he got on draft day. Was my only sort of real beef.
And I think
it
was
that
more
good coming out of college.
And I think you're right. There was a lot of pandering to his dad.
Yeah.
In the sense talking about him going in the top 5.
Yeah.
And his completion percentage in college is the thing that always makes me stop and look at him.
Okay.
Because completion percentage, a lot of people don't look at it, right? But when you have a very good completion percentage, you're throwing that ball so it's catchable.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Right.
95% of the time. A good percentage is 68.
Okay.
He's high 80s.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he's a good target thrower. So they were showing this one drill that they were doing where they had to throw it up and into bins.
Sure.
Right? And the first two were closed, so he throws it, right? And then he throws the medium one, and he like just one, and it goes in. He's like, I'm doing that one. And it was way down the field, and he just stopped back and he boom, right in, nothing but net. His attitude in so you got this hype about him, and everybody's talking about his attitude, and he's got this legendary, and he's pumping himself up. He wants to be a rapper / quarterback. Right? And he's got these big ideas, and he's believing the hype about himself, and he's all pumped up. Slides to the 5th round, right? Now, you got two ways you can go with this. You can put a chip on your shoulder and bitch about how you were done wrong.
Yeah.
Or you can humble yourself and show up and go to work.
Yeah.
Right? And what he did was humbled himself and went to work. His dad's still talking about how he's going to show you guys. He's going to show you guys. He hasn't said that at all.
No.
Shador has not. He's been in the building first and last, right? And then the other day he did something that only one quarterback ever has done before in OTAs.
Okay.
Right?
And help me out. What are OTAs?
Optional team activities.
Gotcha.
So that's when you're there working with the team, getting better, but they're optional. So they don't count against their, they have a limit of how many practices they can have.
And Stefan Diggs on a boat.
With a bunch of girls, it's a big fluffy stuff. So yeah, so right, this is where players who want new contracts don't show up because they're trying to, but they'll show up for the mandatory team stuff because you get fined otherwise, right? Yeah. So they're optional. But he's there every day doing the work. Now, Dylan Gabriel's there doing the work. Joe Flacco's there doing the work. Kenny Pickett's there. They're all there, right?
Yeah.
Because they're fighting for a spot.
Wilson.
No, Jameson Wilson's Steelers. Or New York. Jameson Wilson went to New York Giants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel. Yeah. And then you still got, the massage therapy guy, the massage therapy guy. Sean Watkins. No.
Deshaun Watkins.
Yeah.
Whose career is over, but they have to pay him $40 million a year regardless.
But, well, he's coming back. Deshaun Watson. That's right.
People go to the Bears. The Bears and the Jets is where quarterbacks go to die. And I'm pretty sure the Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die and still get paid.
Yes. So he had his second Achilles blowout last year. They don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. This is going to come into what I'm saying a little bit later. But anyways, so in these OTAs the other day, Shedeur Sanders goes to work, and he did what only one quarterback has ever done in OTAs. That's Tom Brady. He went 13 for 13 on his passes. 13. That's 100% completion rate.
Okay.
Right? And everybody's like cheering and cheering and cheering and cheering. And he goes, that receiver made me look good because I underthrew that one.
Yeah.
And that receiver there made me look good because I overthrew the other and he went up and got it.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't even give himself props for doing something that only one other quarterback, the greatest of all time quarterback,
the GOAT,
did.
The rings.
And that's the humility you want to see from a guy that really drank his own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Got really hyped up. And then when it all went sour in his mouth, he spat it out.
Yeah.
Put his boots on and went to work.
Yeah. I hope he's successful. I got nothing against him. A coworker's, he got humbled. He's so self-certain. He's a 20-year-old kid.
They're all
They're all like that.
Especially if you're out there throwing the ball and you get the pretty ladies and whatnot.
And when you're the quarterback, it's,
Yeah, 100%. So.
The guy I'm liking the most is Gray Zabel, who the Seahawks picked.
Oh, yeah, Busch Light.
Yeah, well, he picked, he say, let's, how are you going to celebrate? I'm going to crush some of these Busch Lights. Then I found out he played at South Dakota State University.
Yeah.
Not a big, flashy school. He got offered huge NIL money to go to bigger schools.
Yeah.
Because they always want O&D linemen. And he turned him down and said, no, it's my college. I'm not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned down millions of dollars to go play college at bigger schools.
Because he wanted to play with his buddies.
Because he just, that's the guy. And that speaks to character. I kind of like that. So I'm liking what you're saying about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. So the thing now they're talking. They got these 4 quarterbacks, and then they got the 5th one in the wings, who's actually his rehabilitation from the Achilles is really pushing him forward.
Yeah.
So he's gonna they're saying he may play the majority of the season.
Okay.
And they may cut the veterans and keep the 2 rookies because
New Orleans needs quarterbacks. Pittsburgh needs quarterbacks, so they'll
they're
land
starting
somewhere.
to feel like Shador might be opening day starter.
Oh, okay.
Right? And Dylan Gabriel will be the backup.
Sure.
And then you got Watson coming off the injury.
Yeah.
Right, pretty quick into the season.
Well, you said it on draft day. Cleveland was playing chess. Everybody else was playing checkers.
Yeah. I think they did a really good job.
They did a really good job. So they can trade. They can fill holes.
That's about it.
New Orleans doesn't have anybody yet. I saw an interview. This is interesting with the Bills head GM Billy Bean. Billy Bean. Listening to that guy, it's like, how did this team not win 15 Super Bowls in the last 15 years? Smart, sad. I never listened to him in a interview before, and everyone's ragging on him because he didn't take wide receivers. And he shoots back at the Bills faithful, the Bills mafia. He's like, because we don't need any. Our weakness is our secondary, and that's what's killing us in the playoffs. So I beefed up our secondary.
Yeah.
If you guys want to win Super Bowls, you got to have defense. And he's like reaming people out. Most guys are like kind of, diplomatic, and we like this guy more. Our upside, blah blah blah. No, he's just like laying it out. We need a secondary, so I went and got secondary, and you're complaining about not taking a wide receiver? Look at our numbers from wide receivers last year. We got Josh Allen. What do you think? Like, what are you thinking, And he's the guy that traded up to get Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And he just saw something in Josh Allen for the Wyoming Cowboys in, the hell's half acre of football in the middle of nowhere that no one else saw, and drafted up to get him, and they got their guy and built the team around him.
You know what Billy Bean is? Moneyball.
That's not the same guy.
Same guy.
From the Oakland A's?
Yeah.
That's the Oakland A's GM.
Yeah.
That went to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. He switched over to football.
When did that happen?
15 years ago.
Well, where was I? You're kidding me. I never knew.
No, yeah.
Speaking of the Oakland A's, they're really the Sacramento A's. They're doing worse than my baseball. I had no idea that was the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't look at all like Brad Pitt. Oh well. Okay. I learned something today. I'm a grown up. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? NFL. I'm trying to think about NFL news. I thought I heard something, and I guess I didn't. Still no quarterback decision on crazy guy.
Oh.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, the guy down the Mexico League?
No. Quarterback. Crazy quarterback. Was it the Jets? Conspiracy
Oh,
theory?
Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh still doesn't have a quarterback, and now New Orleans doesn't have a quarterback, and there's still no talk. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Billy Bean and Billy Bean. Yeah, one was a gay baseball player, one was a GM.
Yes.
There's 2 Billy Beans. One's got an E, one doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right, like, subscribe, and comment. And we want to hear from you. Anything you want to talk about, bring it up. Obscure sports. I was on Facebook yesterday, and Red Bull has a challenge, Will It Fly? And people make up these crazy things, like these little, like almost go-karts made out of tacos and stuff. And they go off the end of a pier, and it doesn't actually fly. And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, now I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. Is Brandon Bean.
Brandon Bean
is the Buffalo's head coach, the brother of Billy Bean.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy Bean's still with the Athletics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Buffalo's head coach.
Buffalo Bills. Brandon Bean is Buffalo's head coach.
The Buffalo Bills, not the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes are in Colorado.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Brandon Bean.
Thank you. His brother is Billy Bean.
Okay.
That's where I knew the connection.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Because you said Billy Bean, and I'm like, there's a connection with the Athletics.
Bean, yeah. See, I don't know who the GMs are.
So, the other thing is, one more football thing. Brock Purdy.
Yes.
That big-ass contract.
Yes.
48 pounds of muscle. The guy is jacked.
He put on 48 pounds of muscle.
48 pounds of muscle.
That is impossible.
I saw a picture of him.
He's going to be like 300 pounds.
No, he's like 250, but he changed. Yeah.
He was 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He was 6 foot, 200 pounds.
I was trying to find the article.
There's no way he put on 48 pounds of muscle.
That's what they said.
That'll take 5 years to do that.
Maybe they're being sarcastic, but...
yeah, that's like, he would weigh 250 pounds at 6 feet tall. No way. He may have put on 15 pounds or 20 pounds.
But look at the guy.
I'm sure he's always been jacked. There's no question there.
Oh, yeah, but look at the size. Like, he's filled out the
He's
chest.
always been big. He's always been big.
No.
Okay. Oh, and a quick note. Monday for my son's Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Tickets go on sale June 27th in Langley Gladiator 7 or 8. It's on eventbrite.ca. And they go on Monday, and I'll link everybody on Facebook, and we can you can all come see my son fight, except for Monday tomorrow. That is tomorrow, which is the 2nd. June 2nd, yeah. They go on. So
I think they might have been facetious with the 48.
Yeah, that's impossible.
But he just...
In the off season, that takes like 3 years. I'm sure he's put some weight on, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
I like Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah, lovely guy.
He's fantastic. Okay.
All right.
Like, subscribe, and comments. Off Topic with Tim and Matt, where we always go. Off topic.